This holiday season, we all wish for hope and healing. Children and families who spend their holidays at the hospital deserve a reason to believe in first steps, in giggles, high fives, and hugs. For 150 years, Children's National Hospital has provided world-class care and groundbreaking research. Please donate today to help patients and healthcare heroes this holiday season. Visit childrensnational.org/holiday. That's childrensnational.org/holiday.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.
Put that monkey behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile on your head. Come on in, the door's open. You'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk at the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk at the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk at the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk at the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
Welcome to the Tavern. We'll get to the topic and discussion in just a moment. Just want to let everybody know this is an adult show with adult topics, adult humor, and in other words, we drink, we smoke, we swear, and we laugh at things we probably shouldn't, but we do it together. For those listening to the podcast, we record the podcast on our live stream at twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk and have a live interactive chat audience. You might hear the sound of the bell, and that means I want to interrupt somebody to read a question or comment. For those on the live stream, we won't read off everything you put in chat, but we'll try to get to the most relevant or the most amusing, but hopefully some combination of the both. Now, while we introduce ourselves, go ahead and let us know what your vices are tonight. Okay, and I am Travis Sivart, host and author. You can find my stuff by searching for me in various pubs and taverns across the world. My vices tonight...
Everybody to see, huh?
Well, yes. Oh, wait, we didn't do a toast yet, but it was drinking my vice of Jameson Stout, and I have a nice medium-bodied cigar with a bit of a peppery aftertaste. Andrea, care to introduce yourself?
Eating a cookie. Okay.
What kind of cookie?
Andrea in the chat here. So this is a Kentucky Fried Chicken Colonel's chocolate cookie or Colonial's chocolate chip cookie.
Was it made in an air fryer?
No, made with real Colonial kernels. Weird bird. What about you, Ed?
Hey everybody, I'm Ed, and about 30 years ago, you could find my stuff in various taverns and bars around the world too, but I've calmed down in my old age, so I'm drinking ginger ale tonight.
Oh, very good. Okay, so tonight's topic, and I don't see anybody threw their vices in the chat, so we'll move forward from there. I want to talk about... Oh, opening toast. Okay, to go with our topic, we'll do the two toasts as normal. One from Cogsley, our room bot. He's a robot. See, Andrew, you got a robot now. And then we'll do this one also. Here's to enjoying life and the holidays for the right reasons.
Sure.
There we go. Wordwin has some ginger orange pineapple rice, and Jewel has a Chick-fil-A sandwich and berry-flavored water. It's very good. Now, let's get a toast.
I have a Chick-fil-A sandwich too in the kitchen.
There we go. Quote number 1. If you're always waiting to live your life, then you're going to die before it starts. And that's from Doug the Zamboni driver via Ralph Dibney, a.k.a. the Elongated Man, in Flash Season 5, Episode 12, Memorabilia. The accreditation is longer than the damn quote. But yeah, if you're always waiting to live your life, you're going to die before it starts. Okay. Now, this concept is something I came up with today as I was listening to people cherish the holiday that just passed. And they were talking about what they do, what they meant, and I thought, as I get older, it's not the holiday that it's important, it's who I'm around, it's who I'm with. And then I realized it's always been that way for me. As we were discussing it pre-show, we kind of went, wait, this is how it's always been. So I kind of want to shift this to what people aren't seeming to understand. And why some of us are just bitter about whether it's family-related holidays or Valentine's Day, or nobody's upset with Groundhog's Day because that's just a great holiday. So, yeah, for me, when I heard somebody talk about, at some point in time in the past, a religious holiday, and one person asked the other, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, we're going to church and we're going to do the, whatever. And they're like, yeah. But then all those other people show up. They only show up for this holiday. And it's like just hypocritical, and they shouldn't even come to church. And I'm like, wow. Wow. Did somebody just miss the point of, and I'm not a church-going fellow, but feels like they missed the point of church, let alone the point of a holiday to bring people together. What about you guys? You guys ever run across this type of stuff where you're just like, you're the reason I hate holidays? Either of you? Go ahead, Ed. Commercialism?
Yeah, for me it's the commercialism. It seems like, I don't know, maybe it was when I was a kid, I just didn't notice, but it seems like as I got older, holidays got more and more and more and more commercialized. Because much like you, as a kid and young, it was the getting together with family and friends, cooking and drinking and sneaking my mom's scotch out of her glass
and her whiskey. And her cocaine, and her hooker. Maybe that's just my mom. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
how she kept a hooker in her purse, I'll never figure out. So,
yeah, it's awesome.
So what do you think of the Christmas books we get now that are just all toys with check marks? So you can actually just hand your parents a book with a full list of what you want.
Well, see, that's been around for a while. But Toys R Us, I think, is gone. Is it Toys R Us gone now?
They're gone. Let's be coming back. They're gone.
Yeah, that I remember that as a kid. We could never afford any of it. We never got any of it. I loved that giant toy book.
Did they have that when you were a kid?
The Wish book, the Sears and the Gummy Woods Wish book, too. They were around for quite some time.
See, I just remember the extra thick Sears catalog, but you had a thicker toy section in it. Oh my God. Do you remember shopping for toys at Sears? It was like nowhere near the selection you can get at an actual, like KB Toy Store, Lionel Playworld, or Toys R Us, but you were still so excited.
Hell, as a kid, just looking forward to getting the damn Wish book made the holiday, because I knew I wasn't going to get a damn thing in it anyway.
Right.
So, but hey, I could drool.
It was like a child's porn book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, how about this? When you're in a retail outlet of any sort during a holiday, and there's a certain type of customer in there. You know the type I'm talking about, Ed?
Go on.
Oh, no. I'd rather pass this off to somebody else right now.
I don't know what particular type. It just sparked a memory, because I used to work retail around holidays way back in the day. I can remember working at Christmas Eve, and it's like every fifth customer was like, "It's a shame you got to work on Christmas Eve. You should be enjoying this with your family." And I just wanted to say, You dumb motherfucker. If you weren't in here spending your money, guess what? This store wouldn't open and I'd be home enjoying the holiday with my family.
That's the whole philosophy of people who are tired with commercialism. And we hear so many people complain about it, but they still went out and bought that box of chocolates or that Easter basket that was pre-made or that cute whatever for St. Patrick's Day. If you don't want the holidays to be as commercialized, quit buying the shit.
Mm-hmm.
And refocus on what you want it to be about, and that can change. They'll try to make you buy other things instead, including holiday music. And there was a couple of things here with holiday music blasting in every retail store starting in October. And I'd say that's going nowhere. What, Andrea?
Not every retail store.
That's
Target does not play it. I'm so thankful.
It's true. It's true. So I think, again, in other episodes, we've talked about the vocal minority and the silent majority. And I think it's the vocal minority that is ruining it for us. Yes, Andrea?
Finish your thought.
That was it. I was on the last word. Ruining it for us.
I'm not saying anybody's ruining or messing up the holidays for me. Because I don't mind the holidays and the working. I like the money. And my philosophy is, I don't celebrate this. Let me work your shift and make that money so you can go spend time with the people that you play about all the time.
So do you find your attitude changing as you get older?
No, I still don't like any of it. Well, my biggest problem is, okay, I don't have a problem with how people celebrate or what they believe, any of that stuff. Don't make me do it. Like, as a child, I was terrified of this old guy coming into my house when I'm sleeping and he's going to give me presents. I couldn't sleep. I had such anxiety during the Christmas time.
Oh, you're talking about Christmas, not just like your father or something, your uncle.
That's called home invasion, you know.
It is. But we allow that home invasion, you know. Now, I would leave carrots out for the reindeer because I felt bad for them because they were forced to work and do this in. I was a child. But that concept scared me, and the Easter rabbit and the pictures and the things. Now it amuses me as an adult because we'll go take pictures with Santa and stuff dressed up. But I never told my child, hey, this old guy's going to come in the house and give me presents for this holiday, because it freaked me out as a kid and I didn't want to do that. But I also told him, hey, a lot of people believe this, don't ruin it for them. But now I don't know how I feel about having me tell other people's kids. I don't.
See,
it's one of those things.
Flipping the whole conversation away from the commercialism and the holiday semantics. A lot of people get together with family on different holidays, whether it's Easter, Cinco de Mayo, Christmas, Halloween, whatever, Thanksgiving. We could just go with Fat Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's Day, the good holidays.
Groundhog Day.
There is Groundhog's Day. Well, I was specifically hitting the alcoholic holidays. It's like
Groundhog's Day.
It's like the four horsemen of alcoholism. So, what kind of drinks would we drink on? See, now for anybody who doesn't know, here in the tavern, Andrea and I celebrate Groundhog's Day because it's an awesome holiday and nobody else gets it. And of course, we do trade the traditional Groundhog's Day gift of sausage. And Ed, do you remember why sausage is the traditional gift?
No, do tell.
Because it's ground hog.
Oh,
That's right. That's right. But we exchange a gift on that day because it's silly and stupid and we have a good time with it. Creating our own tradition. So, if we were going to drink on Groundhog's Day, what would be the traditional Groundhog's Day drink?
Bloody Mary with bacon.
You know what? With a good smoked bacon, that might not be bad.
I know. And it goes well with sausage.
It does. Okay, so people bitch about family, but they want to get together with family on holidays. Now, what, Andrea? What do you got?
Like, why? That's it. Just why?
Why what?
If you're going to bitch and hate it, why do it?
Right. That's something I learned at a very young age. Wait a minute. If I don't have a good time hanging out with my family, why am I going to hang out with them? I think Ed joined the military to get away from his family on the holidays.
True.
And it's only because he had personal responsibility that he hung out with him at all in the past 10 years. It was familial.
Since the time I joined the military, and then left the military with retail for a while, and then went into the security industry, every damn holiday I'm working anyway, so what's the big deal?
It's true. So, yeah, what I was looking at with this topic, because, we're 15 minutes in and we're kind of already running dry, is...
Floundering.
Yeah, we are. Absolutely. But so many people get bitter about the holidays for reasons that are very solvable.
Mm.
If you don't like shopping for the Christmas decorations, then go in after the holiday, buy it on clearance, and put it away for 12 months.
No, it's not shopping for the Christmas decorations. It's putting the damn things up.
Taking them down.
Yeah.
Well, we don't. That's why we have lights everywhere. But I like the lights. I like Christmas time because in the sales of the little twinkly blue lights, I love those setting outside, in the springtime and the summer with the little blue twinkle lights.
Yeah, and to be clear, we don't have Christmas lights up, and we don't have a Christmas tree still up, but we decorate super simply for the holidays too, so it is easy to put up and take down. And because that was one of our frustrations, we're busy working and living real life. It's exhausting to take a whole day to decorate a lot when you're going to take it down. Take it down 4 to 6 weeks later.
Yeah.
Well, and we have cats.
That's true too. So we don't actually have a tree anymore because with as many cats as we have, no.
They climb it. So now, do garland around the
living room ceiling.
Yeah, yes, and with garland with lights and then ornaments around.
I do lazy man decorations. Christmas time I have my cinnamon scented pine cones. Okay, I've decorated.
And I'm good with that. By the way,
Halloween
I love those. Do you make your own?
Yeah, we do make our own. Halloween time I have the little miniature pumpkins and gourds all around the house. And then after Halloween's over, we can them. So, yeah, I do my lazy man.
Oh.
You can the gourds, pumpkins?
Mm-hmm.
Can you eat those?
Yeah, just spice them up with some cinnamon and can them. They're really good.
I never eaten gourds before.
I had a cat named Gord. He was like 20 pounds. We could have ate him.
Well, I grow those because I like them.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
And they last forever. There's still like 6 on the porch from last Halloween.
Probably.
Yeah, but I just threw them in the compost, so.
Okay, Dan throws in FaceTime family during the holiday. That way, when you had enough, say bye. Yeah.
Or, internet connection.
That's right. I'm sorry the dog is about to trip over the wire. I'll talk to you later. Kick. Yipe.
You don't
Disconnect.
have a dog?
He just put socks on one of his kids' ears and make him run around on all fours barking. Like they did with Rudolph. To hide that he was a rain? No? Nobody? Really? Okay.
That song makes me sad.
Who do you think would win in a fight between Rudolph and Bambi?
Rudolph.
I think Bambi, hands down, because he's got those anger issues about watching his mom die. So he's got to let that shit out.
I don't know. Rudolph was, bullied until they needed him.
See, Dan says Rudolph, Bambi is all bones. Here's what I'll say. Bambi eventually got full-grown stag with a rack.
Rudolph can fly.
Right. Rudolph has the aerial advantage. So this is tough.
He would shit right on.
That is not winning the fight. I speak from experience. Oh, Dan was clarifying. I meant Bambi is dead. Rudolph is dead too, okay? You don't hear about him anymore, do you?
At Christmas.
Those are old songs. There's no new Rudolph songs. Because Rudolph became venison and then Ed canned him.
He's on the shelf.
First Santa canned him, then Ed did. You imagine Rudolph as a senior citizen, just his nose is blinking left all the time and he doesn't realize it. And no?
Oh, it's hard.
It's,
next movie.
Hey, Peter, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for your bits, buddy.
This has gone really weird.
Yeah.
Weird topic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a... But yeah, people that bitch about holidays and they're getting bitter about it, they look at us with our attitudes and go, oh, you're bitter about the holidays, which we're not. We've come to terms with how to handle the holidays, like FaceTime with your family if you're going to deal with your family. And by the way, you know when you get annoyed when somebody sends you that massive Facebook greeting that they sent to 50 other people, that same text, you know how you fix that? Mm-hmm. Just don't answer. Problem solved.
I gave Facebook.
You do what?
I gave up Facebook, so I don't have to worry about it.
It wasn't even for Lent. It was for frustration.
Because I just, yeah.
Okay. Peter, sorry you're having a rough night. Hope everything turns out okay there. Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? It's one of those kind of nights. I'm going to drink a little more and see if we can spice up the topic here.
Well, so you came to hang out with us. This is great.
That's true. Bonus content of Peter. It's But yeah, I've never. Yeah, go ahead, Andrea.
Okay, so do you think this is just an American thing? Do you think they go through all this with other countries where it's like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it? Because I know other countries have different holidays also. Do you think they feel obligated to do it whether it's or not and be miserable?
I'm pretty sure they do. I imagine, with that color powder India holiday, some people are like, I don't want to go out and get hit face in the face with this colored powder.
On holiday? It's Holly.
It is. But I'm pretty sure for Oktoberfest, on the other hand, everybody's like, no, I'll be drunk in a few minutes. It's good. I'll go. I think it's just human nature. But I just don't understand people who put themselves in a situation where they're going to feel like they're unhappy or suffering.
And I used to
sorry.
Go ahead.
You do hear those, I'm dreading going to so-and-so's house this holiday. Don't go.
Mm-hmm.
Go. You don't have to go. Stay home.
Andrea?
Yeah, okay, and I love to decorate for all the holidays. It's just, it's not feasible now with the cats.
Andrea also loves to
still
bake for the holidays.
I'll bake.
And then we'll take 10% of what she bakes and put it in our fridge or our cabinet, and we'll take the rest and split it between the two of us and take it to work and give it to people. Because we don't want to eat all of it. She just wants to bake. She enjoys baking. And of course, it's always nice. By the way, this past Christmas for my work party, I made mulled apple cider and mulled cranberry juice.
and like only one person tried it. Nobody else tried it. And like when we came back after our little weekend or whatever it was, people were like, oh man, I heard about this stuff. I'm like, that's what I brought. And they're like, really? I didn't try any. I'm like, that's on you. I brought it home and drank it for a week. It was great. I like it. See, Peter says, drinking is how I cope with holidays where I cannot avoid my family. Emily goes nuts with baking cookies for Christmas. It's a joy. It's a delight. Your family eats it, though. Between us and the kids, they don't last long. See, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
Well, and I think everybody should do their own thing, but it's become so commercialized, and then people get so angry if they don't get the newest, baddest thing at the time, or even for like Easter or whatever, if they don't get their kid that thing or flip the basket with hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, they feel it's like all the media and everything is worthless because you didn't do this.
Failed as a parent.
When did you start having to buy presents for children on Easter? The fuck did that happen? Now, and Ed, I know you
chocolate bunny and some of those marshmallow eggs and call it.
Yeah, and jelly beans if you're lucky. Ed, give me a second. I know you had something else to add to this, so hold that thought. Don't lose it. A little while ago, when Easter came around, I was talking to somebody at work. I'm like, so, did you get your kid one of the store-bought Easter baskets, or did you go buy a basket in the grass and put it together yourself? And they're like, we put our own together. I'm like, that's great, because we look at these Easter baskets in the store and we go, that's pretty cool. Till you buy one and realize what cheap-ass dollar store crap is in that $20 basket, and it's not even...
Most cardboard and packaging to make it look pretty.
Right. And it's cheap-ass crappy candy, too. It's not even good candy, and it's like the crappiest squirt gun there could be, or whatever. And, see, that's very cool. Peter says, best Christmas gift I get each year is the stuff Emily hand knits for me.
Yeah.
Which, see the clock?
Cool.
See the bat's symbol behind Andrea?
Our first Christmas, he made that for me.
And she still brags about it. But she did brag about, the vacuum cleaner I bought her this year, too. So...
Like he made me that, and I made him a Fozzie bearskin rug.
It's true. And I think, especially for something like Easter or Valentine's Day, I think part of the fun is picking out the hodgepodge stuff and putting it together to create something unique and special. If I get it. If your grandkid lives across the country, to send them a pre-made Easter basket, cool. You're showing a little thought. You're showing a little interest. Great. But there is, I think, such a value, and kids don't get it. And by kids,
if you like that you're a failure if you don't spend a certain amount or do a certain thing, that's a problem. You can get them whatever you want, but don't feel like a failure because you didn't get the biggest, baddest thing.
It's true. Also, a bright side, now that all the kids are... What are you showing right there? Give it a second to focus. Oh, there's a Fozzie bearskin rug. And by the way, now that Andrea and each of our kids have grown and left the house, Andrea's getting bigger items. In the sense that...
Isn't it beautiful?
What's that?
You got that penis enlarger, didn't you?
Bigger?
It's,
Oh my God.
What do you mean? African or European, boy?
Wordwin says, one of the best Christmas gifts I've ever received was a painting made by Cloud and his kid. Put it on my front door to scare away solicitors. I'm really curious what that is. Yeah, I think that's a great value too, because Peter says, both my parents are on fixed incomes, retirement, Social Security, so we don't expect gifts for us or the kids from them, just enough to see them. So this is, if you enjoy family, take that as a gift first and foremost. That chance to get together. You know what my favorite holiday is out of all the commercialized holidays? Thanksgiving because there's no gifts. It is getting together, hanging out, eating some good food, and bullshitting a lot. My favorite holiday. That's right. Now, for some people, it also means football. For other people, it means way too many dishes. Because stop trying to impress people. Just get the food out. You know, you can make it pretty, you can make it delightful, but we're really there to hang out, bullshit, drink, and eat. And I think people forget this. And when you have a Christmas party, it shouldn't be about the gifts. Gifts can be included. Okay, hold on, shifting gears. Peter says we made gifts for everyone with the kids. Last year we made ornaments. There was one year, on a budget, I went and got brown foam paper. What's it called? Is it called foam paper? Okay. And I cut out gingerbread men. And then I got puffy paints. So I spent like $20. And we made like 40 ornaments of different superhero gingerbread men.
Yeah.
Where, you know, we had the gingerbread man and then we put like a cape on it and the S on it and the little curl of the hair and different colored puffy paints. And then we got a bunch of hollow ornaments because you could buy clear plastic ornaments, filled them with some glitter and some paint, swirled it around, and then printed out stickers on the computer of different superhero symbols and put them on the ornaments. So now we had geeky ornaments.
And one year, I'm really into sugar skulls. I made sugar skull superhero ornaments at Butts. So, yeah.
And I tell you what, 30 years from now, your kid is going to look back at that handmade ornament with more affection and fondness than that $20 Hallmark ornament. Made gingerbread men with missing limbs and red frosting for Halloween. That's beautiful. See, I feel like the gingerbread men, the fake gingerbread men that I made out of the foam, rubber foam sheets or whatever they are, I feel like you could do that for every holiday. And just, you know, keep one wreath up year round and just decorate it with different types of gingerbread men on your front door or whatever. See, and this is the kind of stuff that makes me smile about a holiday, doing this dumb shit. Oh, one Thanksgiving? Andrea had an idea. You want to tell this story, Andrea?
Is this a paper bag?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I don't know if many of you are old enough to remember when you're in elementary school and Thanksgiving holiday comes around, you are told to bring brown paper bags, paper bags to school. And you would cut them into like little vests and the little headband with feather for Indian and then the little hats for the pilgrim.
Great.
Yeah, I made those, and me and Travis and the good stats. I'm like, you have to wear these.
And we all gathered on the couch and took like selfie pictures of all of us in this dumbass paper bag. I'm sorry, did you say racist? Is that what you said there, Ed?
Mm-hmm.
Culture appropriating brown paper bag clothes. It's by the way, Ed, I recently read an article
about that.
I think somebody dropped it in my Discord, and I think I shared it over there, where people are now complaining that sheet music is not multicultural enough. It's too white, and it should be changed.
Moving right along.
All right. So I just want to say the hardest part about doing that for Thanksgiving is finding paper bags. Nobody uses paper bags anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we used to use them to cover our school book and everything.
I used to love brown paper bag school book covers. Everybody else had the pretty fancy shiny ones. I had these brown ones that I could draw on and everything. And
easy to replace, yeah.
And by the way, what was the other cool thing? Oh, Andrea and I, since we've gotten together, we'll buy some colorful Christmas wrapping, but we also buy a roll of brown paper and twine.
I always have brown.
And quite often, we will wrap our Christmas presents in brown paper and twine, especially if we're bringing them to somebody else. Because everybody's got all these big, pretty wrappings.
That's kind of like old world Christmas, you know?
Right.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Well, what is this song? Some of my favorite things. Brown paper packages tied up with string.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that. And then I have my wax seals, and I make the little cards, and then I use the wax seal and stamp to do cards on it.
And there was
now
one
that's
year.
putting a thought in a gift.
She made her own picks to put on things. Picks, for anybody who's not of the internet age, we might remember the little plastic holly or evergreen sprigs that you buy at Michael's Arts and Crafts, and you could buy a whole, like 10 for a dollar or 10 for $10 or whatever. And you could put these on and kind of give somebody an ornament or a little decoration to go with their present that they could put on their tree next year. And by the way, I will point out, you could also put a superhero gingerbread man made out of foam sheet and puffy paint on each one of those presents and give them to somebody.
Happy birthday.
I'm like the gingerbread man pimp.
You are.
By the way,
We can make Tavern gingerbread men.
Yeah, we could. By the way, Ed, I did make a Nick Fury, a Sam Jackson Nick Fury gingerbread man. He's got a little gun and everything, which then peeled off of him and stuck to the back of his head. But whatever.
The only one that was not very good was Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt looked like an angry pile of shit. And so did the ornament. It was perfect. That's all I can say. And there are times people will like pick up the Yoda gingerbread man and go, "Is this a goblin or Yoda?" And I'm like, depends what your nerdum is. Yeah, it could be either one. Present garnish, very true word one. You know, and for anybody that says they don't have time to make all this, we've already addressed the money thing, because a lot of this could be made super cheap. As for time, you just give up something else. You give up Netflix for 1 or 2 nights, or you do it in front of Netflix.
Yeah, we turn on Christmas movies and do stuff. So, or other movies, whatever the holiday movie.
Christmas movies, like Santa versus a Snowman, which has a ton of Star Wars references in it, or Die Hard.
I love Die Hard. That's the ultimate Christmas movie.
Ultimate Christmas.
So I guess we've kind of blew past the whole thing of people who are bitter about holidays, whether it's because of commercialism or family. They're doing it wrong. That's on them.
They're doing it wrong. Eat food, cook food, eat food together. That's what our holidays are about, because we are foodies. And Teresa loves 18th century cooking and old world cooking. So that's what we usually do on a holiday. She tries to find an old world dish that people would have eaten for that holiday and recreate it. Every Easter, we usually have roasted rabbit. It's pretty good.
Nice. Wordwin says, I'm rather fond of the 10-hour HD fireplace videos on YouTube. Yeah. We put those on too, and we'll usually mute them because we're playing our own music and they only have like 10 songs on a loop. But I did find some really pretty ones this past year, didn't I, Andrea? With like the snow scenes and stuff of different log cabins, and it just cycled through those. Yeah, it was very nice. And all the music, there was one guy that did 3 different videos. It was all his own orchestra music that he wrote, composed, and I guess performed or had performed or whatever. And that was very awesome.
So next year it may be your ditch playing.
We'll have didgeridoo and bagpipe music for Christmas.
Okay. That came through on this end as your dick playing.
Dear God,
That's
what
it.
is that thing?
Welcome to the tent.
It's I got sidetracked. There was something else I was getting all excited about. Our Christmas ritual for Thanksgiving. We used to always invite people over, and this past year, for like the past 3 years, we're like, no, we're done. No more inviting people. We love our friends, but we just didn't feel like babysitting because that's what it felt like some years. So we just did our own little thing. It was very nice. But for Christmas, minus this past year because nothing was open, to avoid all that Christmas stuff, Andrea and I would sleep in. We'd get up and dress up in whatever we wanted to. Sometimes 1930s, sometimes, Victorian, whatever.
Depends on the weather.
Right. We'd go to a Chinese buffet, eat our fill, and then go to a movie on Christmas Day. And when everybody's like, oh, I had all this, and it was so hectic, and I had all this, we're like, went to a Chinese buffet and a movie. It was great.
Well, ever since the movie A Christmas Story, where the dog eats the turkey and they have to go to the Chinese restaurant because it's the only thing open. Ever since seeing that when I was little, I'm like, that's what I want to do. Now I do.
Though we did have to skip it this year because there's no theaters or Chinese buffets open.
So, we made our own this year.
It's true, we did, didn't we? Yeah. We went and got, I think I made like stir fry, but then we also got like steamed dumplings that we made and egg rolls, just frozen ones. Cooked them in the air fryer.
And pizza,
Yeah, I said if we're going to make our own Chinese buffet, we have to have one cheap-ass pizza also. Because they always have that at a Chinese buffet. But we didn't make French fries and pizza. And then we set up, like 3 or 4 movies in a row and just filed through the movies.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, holidays are meant for celebrating, enjoying life. Whatever that means. And drinking.
Well, and the thing is, because working retail, I may have that holiday off, but I have to get up at the butt crack of dawn to go back to work the next day.
That's true. December 26th is as big a work day on retail as December 24th. Just in the other direction. Take this cart to put stuff back. What about you, Ed? Any other holiday things now that you don't have to deal with family like you used to?
Nope. Eating, drinking.
Okay.
That's it.
We got anything else to talk about, or should we wrap this up?
I'm good.
We need this.
We need a closing toast. I don't know. Kind of a standard go-to toast, Here's the small things in life. Figure out what makes you happy and do those things. Now let's see what dumbass shit Cogsley comes up with. Cogsley's quote to toast is, oh, there we go, from E.B. White.
Would you like butter on that, sir?
There we go. Prejudice is a great time saver. You can form opinions without having to get the facts. Isn't that a volatile statement right now? Oh, that's interesting.
Try that pizza.
Yeah, word to win for everybody on the podcast says a Chinese buffet I used to go to had the most awesome pizza. It was cooked by the slice, and the slices had depressions in the middle for extra sauce, and the dough was almost more like a pastry. It was crispy rather than oily. Very good. Well, let's say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. And here we go. Before we go, I want to remind everyone that you can email us at talktothetavernshow@gmail.com to let us know your thoughts on the show's topic, suggest another topic that you'd like to hear us discuss, or just have us read a message out on air to someone in your life. Thanks for supporting the show by downloading the podcast, sharing it on social media, grabbing some shirt stickers and mugs from bit.ly/tavern merch, or barware patches and hats from bit.ly/tavern merch too. That's bit.ly/tavern merch or tavern merch and the number 2. Thanks to everyone who joined us live at twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk, and everyone who supports the Tavern by subscribing, hosting, throwing bits, raids, and most of all, commenting. Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the Tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.
This holiday season, we all wish for hope and healing. Children and families who spend their holidays at the hospital deserve a reason to believe in first steps, in giggles, high fives, and hugs. For 150 years, Children's National Hospital has provided world-class care and groundbreaking research. Please donate today to help patients and healthcare heroes this holiday season. Visit childrensnational.org/holiday. That's childrensnational.org/holiday.
With MailChimp, you get more than a URL. You get an all-in-one marketing platform to help drive sales. With things like data-driven recommendations and powerful automation tools. Get started today at MailChimp.com/smartmarketing. MailChimp, built for growing businesses.